Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and then my project. I'm a third grade teacher in Athens, Georgia. We have one-to-one technology, so all of my third graders have their own computers as well as the fourth and fifth graders, and now the second graders do too. So it's a lot of technology, but there isn't any formal technology training anymore, as you probably already know. So I'm hoping that my project will help in the area of making sure the kids know how to use their computers so that teachers don't take time out of instruction in order to teach technology because it really does take away from instruction. I'll, this is the same slideshow I used for the first desk crit, so I'm just going to kind of go through this quickly. Like I said, we have one-to-one technology. Which is a blessing and a curse because we don't have that formal technology training or technology education at all. There are a lot of teachers who aren't very techy. There are a lot of requests I get from students that want to learn how to do things on the computer who their teacher may not know how to do it or may not be able to do it or may not have time to do it. So I'd like for them to be able to do things with their computer, but as we know, it's complicated. So also there's a motivation and encouragement for them. They already have it kind of intrinsically that they really want to understand technology, but they need the tools and the instruction. Like it's using a computer, a laptop computer is very different from using something that has an easier interface, like a laptop. I'm sorry, not a laptop, like a tablet or any kind of Apple product or like an iPod or an iPhone, anything like that. So they have the motivation to want to do things on the computer. They just aren't really sure how to go about it. So I would like to help them out with that. So the current efforts I have, I kind of just have these posters up. They're a little bit sarcastic because I constantly get the same things over and over again, like my computer froze, something popped up, the internet won't connect, I can't log in. All these kind of simple things that no matter how many times you explain it, sometimes they just don't understand and there's no time to directly teach it. So you would think if I tell one child like at one seat and there's another child like one seat away, they would probably hear it, but whatever. These are children. So this is kind of what I'm doing now, but I would like for them to be able to access these kinds of things even when they're not in school or even when they're not in my classroom. So I can't put this out in the hallway. I mean, I guess I could, but um, I just want them to be able to have at least a resource. If they're not going to learn a lot of things, they could at least be able to go there and see what they need to know, like if they're confused about something. I got the idea from Beth Key Tech Badges. I think that's how you say it. I would like to incorporate a badge system. This school basically is doing the same thing as me. They had a technology program online where kids learned how to use different technology, but then they would come into the school and bring a physically fill out a quiz or an assessment of some kind about what they learned, and then they'd make like a real badge that they could wear like on their backpack or whatever. So I would like for it to all be online if I could figure out how to do that and have like a leaderboard where all the kids could see what everybody in the school knows. And you could say this student has the most badges and this is this student is a tech superstar, whatever you want to call it. So if you wanted to check it out, I'm not going to take it to the link, but it's a cool system. I just would like for it to be all technology for my use. The initial ideas I've had is definitely going to organize it within a Google site because I'm most familiar with Google. The kids are most familiar with Google. Clark County School District runs completely off of Google. So Google just makes sense. And then the tutorials, I want them separated into levels. So like basics for the computer, then basics for Google, then Google apps and then things like that. And then more advanced things like creating sites, creating blogs, and maybe talking more about the add-ons and things like that that you can do with Google. So here's some things that I've come up with since the last desk crit. It's not much, but it's been a lot of like brainstorming and thinking and talking to people. So after talking to some of my coworkers, I decided that maybe it's not definite yet, to go with an outer space theme to kind of follow along with the superstar thing, and then having the levels organized by a galaxy. So you would go into different galaxies to learn the different things. That way, it doesn't feel so like leveled. Something about levels just these kids see, level 1, 2, 3, 4 all the time. So maybe if this is more like a game and more like a storyline, it will be more engaging for them. So you organize levels by galaxy, and then I had my friend that I work with, my coworker. She's very good at drawing. She likes to draw these kind of cartoon style figures, I guess you could call them. So she drew me some astronauts, some kid astronauts, and some aliens just to kind of get started. These we definitely want, or I definitely want, although I'm recruiting people I work with to help me with this, for the characters in the game to really represent our school population. We're basically above 90% African American, so the culture of the whip and the nene and all these other kinds of things is very strong at our school. As you can see, this little girl has beads in her hair, so does she, and he's got that kind of Afro style hair, and they're doing the whip and the nene here. This is the nene. He's doing the nene. We had some kids tell us how they would imagine if I froze an astronaut. I was actually running detention at the time, but I said, hey, if I were to freeze a person doing the nene, what position should they be in? So we got a couple of different positions going on, and I figure I could use that. I can't remember. I think it's cage, something cage that you could do on GIMP where you can move the picture. So maybe I can be able to animate these a little bit and make them actually move, like when you do something right, or just anytime really. If they could see these cool little astronaut people doing the whip and the nene, I know they're at least going to talk about it and laugh at it. So that's really what I'm going for. So I look forward to your comments. Sorry I don't have more to deliver here, but it's a lot of thinking that has to go on before I can really put it into action. So, all right, looking forward to it. Thank you.